Let's get physical. It's Jordan here, back in with this week's update and all the physical releases coming to the Switch, the 29th of May until June the 2nd. Let's jump straight in to what we've got this week. Love Katamari is a game everyone is gonna love. It's the sequel to Katamari Damacy, another game we already have on the Switch from a good few years ago. I love it. I love rolling things into a ball. I think everyone gets satisfaction from that. Mild proof that we were all dung beetles in a previous incarnation, but instead of rolling poop around the desert these days, we roll it around on Twitter. Unlike Katamari Damacy, this is also getting released in Europe. The first one didn't, weirdly enough. The premise is bonkers, the controls are bonkers. This is peak PlayStation 2 era when games were good and made by 20 people in a weekend. I haven't actually played this one before, but I can imagine I'd love it to bits just like the original. And our executive producers Punky Dooster, Fawn Metaluna, Brent McLean and Jennifer M have chosen this as their pick of the week. And if you want to order this, and if you're in North America, you want to pick this up or any of the retail releases in this episode, please check the links in the description and the pinned comment. You can buy from Video Games Plus and support us greatly at the same time. Remember, they have worldwide free shipping over $80 Canadian, and standard shipping pretty cheap to the US as well, and they're just a really nice company who helps support SwitchWatch very much. And anyone who buys something by clicking our link each week, they will be put into a draw to win a $10 discount coupon. And this week's winner is Alexandra C. Congratulations, you will get an email from VGP in the coming days with your discount coupon, and if they don't, then just message me and I'll get on that. All right. Starsand is releasing in North America this week. I think Europe has to wait until next month. This is a survival game that probably has a few dung beetles of its own. You're sitting in like an Egyptian style desert. It's all about crafting and stuff, something we've seen like a million times before in recent years. But the big question is, when was the last time you had a survival crafting game with camels in it? That's always food for thought. Speaking of food, there's nary a mulberry bush in sight, so you'll probably end up cooking those camels anyways. Killer Frequency is releasing this week. The game isn't out yet, so I don't know exactly what the consensus is, but it's a cool idea nonetheless. You are an 80s radio host who needs to help callers survive a serial killer. You interact with stuff, figure things out, and play some nice tunes in between the murders. I'm also sure commercials will take priority over saving people's lives. Gotta promote that local second-hand car dealer. In fact, it's probably the second-hand car dealer killing the people. Well, I mean, what a way to get ratings up on the station and get more bang for your buck with your 20-second ad space. And our executive producer Instacritic, he's excited because it's his pick of the week. Super Mega Baseball 4 is releasing in North America this week. Of course, it's not coming to Europe because we barely like cricket, never mind an even more boring version. Actually, I take that back because for A Bit More Jordan, my other channel, I'm working on a new series playing every single Dreamcast game. So at some point, I'm going to have to learn to love baseball. I need some like preemptive Stockholm Syndrome, okay? There's a couple of baseball games on there. And if you're in Europe and you want this one, and you feel the urge for like hot dogs and long waits between actual gameplay, you might want to import this with the links in the description. Alright, The Low Prince, there is only limited run this week. Anodyne 2, Return to Dusk, is a game that's constantly talked about being, a bit of a hidden gem. Loads of people have been asking for a physical release of this for ages. It's one of those that changes gameplay styles, going from 16-bit to low poly, and it looks great. It looks like a PS1 game that I've been needing all my life. It's supposed to be a bit like a Zelda game, and I would love to play this at some point. You can pre-order this from Limited Run Games on the 30th. Batora Lost Haven is going up for pre-order on Limited Run Friday. This is supposed to be a really decent action RPG. It's been out digitally a while, and it was due for an Asian English physical release, but that mysteriously disappeared. Well, now we have this limited run one. Visually it's looking a bit rough on the system, but I heard the gameplay is very solid with nostalgic isometric view, that sort of thing, western, old school. And our executive producer, Totally Grateful, has picked this as his pick of the week. Alright, we're heading into the imports. We're heading into Play Asia territory. Yes, the best way to support us. If you want to import the game shown here today, then please consider using the Play Asia links below. And if you click our link, we can earn a nice bit of cash and, makes this series sustainable. Thank you, really, thank you so much. And in return, you can get 5% off with our discount code SWTV23. Now, like last month, they told me this code was going to run out at the end of this month, so it may or may not be like out of commission. SWTV23, okay? Make the most of it before it maybe disappears. Anyways, Etrian Odyssey Origins Collection is the only import this week. Yeah, all of Asia seeing sense. Let this one cause the carnage. To my utter surprise, the Asian version of this collection has English. Unlike the Japanese version, don't get that one, that does not have English, only the Asian one. Now it seems pricey, but actually the physical version is cheaper than the digital version. Getting all 3 of the original Etrian Odyssey games in one package, remastered for the Nintendo Switch. I really enjoyed these on the DS. Dungeon crawling has never been better. You know, you make your own maps, you delve deeper and deeper into the unknown. I love it, and I'm sure you will too. Aside from like the Final Fantasy collection, this is probably going to be the biggest import this year, and that's saying something. It's been a decent year all round. So yeah, please use the links below with our code if it still works. I'd massively appreciate it. And our executive producers, they're excited. Parsnip Coffee, Robotech, Precision Plague, Dane Wilkinson, Alexander Cato, Osgolo, Isak, Vey, and God of Resin have chosen this as their pick of the week. Alright, that's it. So we've got to delve into the spotlight, and firstly, me. Well, I've got a nice little package from Pix N Love. They sent me Baldo, if you remember, a couple of weeks ago. Well, they also wanted me to show off another game of theirs, Nefasto, the collector's edition that is exclusive to their website. This is billed as a crazy point-and-click game as you chat with people and solve puzzles, just like the classics of the old. The premise for this one is a bit weird, as you are a corrupted game data trapped in a computer that's about to meet the great landfill in the sky, I mean in Warrington. Only 500 of these collector's editions were made, and I appreciate that it comes in a big PC-style box of old. There's actually 500 copies of another version in like a Japanese style, but I chose this one. Inside you get the game, of course, with its alternative box art, but it is reversible. You can get the standard like look there, and this game is complete on cartridge. There are no updates. You get a soundtrack CD with 36 tracks. That's pretty cool. You also get a reversible poster, which is signed by the developers. Nice little touch. But best of all, you get a strategy guide, which was a welcome blast from the past. I'm not the kind of guy to whip out walkthroughs or tutorials, but flipping through a physical book with art and guides from the developers themselves, it is a really lovely touch. I'll admit the formatting is a bit messy because of having both French and English, but I'd get used to it, and you can learn everything about the game. This took me back to my youth, when I used to have guides for like Wind Waker and the Resident Evil remake on GameCube. Just great stuff. More games need to do this. Make a strategy guide, okay? So much better than just Googling the answer to a specific question. I'm well happy about this, and I loved flicking through it. And if you want to order it yourself, or maybe the Japanese style version, which I kinda wish I chose instead. I didn't look when they asked me. They said, do you want the US style or the Japanese style? Because I didn't want to like confuse it for an import, you know, I didn't want to confuse you guys. I just said the US version. But man, that Japanese one, kicking all kinds of nostalgic arse. Anyways, they're both great. I love the US version artwork as well. But you know me and my weebness. Anyways, check the links below to, you know, purchase any of them. It's not an affiliate or anything, just to help you out. And thanks to Pix N Love for sending this like to me so I can show off to you guys. I hope you enjoyed a little look at it. Alright, on to you lot. Andrew R picked up this bunch of games, including the recent enough release of Dokapon Kingdom, which was caught in the crosshairs of Zelda, probably didn't sell very well. Executive producer Cartoon Soren picked up these. Lost in Play is a super rare games release, but as someone pointed out in our Discord, there is an upcoming Japanese physical release. However, it seems they took the English out. At least that's what it looks like, so we'll see how that develops like any further before I eviscerate Super Rare. Joko Loco James picked up a double helping of fantastic shooters, Drainus and Batsagun. If you enjoy shooters, then you should probably pick these up as well. Executive producer God of Resin picked up these, a huge boatload of imports. Thank you so much for using our links to purchase it. It is really what makes, you know, YouTube worth doing for me. Some fantastic choices. I was planning on reviewing Shin Kamen Rider, but you know, work and illness just got in the way. Gundam Wing Zero picked up Tears of the Kingdom. I almost did. I almost bit the bullet and almost ruined my entire productivity by buying it, but you know, yeah, I managed to hold off even though everyone on Twitter was telling me to buy it. Executive producer Instacritic picked up these games. Happy to see Kowloon High School Chronicle alongside the almost missed import of Lotus Labyrinth R. Glad someone told me about that import. Jess B sent in this photo with a triple helping of thickness. Just look at how her thighs balloon between each entry. Something metabolism, nonsense, we know how to make money. McLaren waited almost 3 years to get this Ultra Collector's Edition of Turrican, which I think we can all agree is far too long. I'm sure the product is good, I mean it looks nice, but there's no excuse to take people's money so early for it. Needless Dragon sent in this picture with them hoovering up all the Cold Steel series. Admittedly, I just bought 1 and 2 for the PS4, just in case I ever get to cover them on a bit more Jordan. Nihongo Gamer sent in this photo showing off the collector's edition of Mugen Souls. This one didn't quite hit as hard as say like a Mora Crystal H or 7 Pirates, but hey, maybe there's enough lolly out there on the Switch by now. Executive producer Robotech sent in this photo with a handful of Play Asia exclusives. I do wonder what Play Asia's next one is going to be, like not in partnership with East Asia Soft. Man, that Crosscode Collector's Edition artwork, that's killing me, man. How is that still in stock? Roran sent in this huge wealth of games they've accumulated recently, including Fist of the North Star Boxing. I don't know why Play Asia cancelled all those orders, because look, it exists, it's real. Rovichiman sent in the deluxe edition of Cult of the Lamb, which looks super adorable, hiding the real horror of the game. Psych Villain, thanks so much for the donation, massively appreciated. I heard a lot of people were having great fun with Proteus. I wish I was playing it as well, looks great. Transient Image, many thanks for using our links to buy some of these games at Play Asia. Some good old RPGs. Although personally with the toy games, I don't advise anyone buying their games until they stop the radio silence on the Kickstarter that they failed to communicate about for years, and yet they still release other games. It just makes no sense, and Atoy and Jules, the boss, has really gone down in my opinion like these past few years. I don't know what they're playing at. Truffless went a bit mad with Zelda, I think everyone did, picking up the Giant Collector's Edition alongside a bunch of Amiibo and the OLED. It's Zelda! Oh! Twiggy sent in this photo. Looks like they imported Klonoa from Europe. Don't know why North America didn't get that one. Bandai, just the weirdest company. It's like their North American branch and their European branch having like a game of tug of war or something. Executive producer Vei, our man in Japan, sent in this picture with a bunch of Play Asia exclusives alongside the import exclusive of Beautiful Desolation. Not seen many with that one. Maybe not weeb enough for the usual importers out there? I don't know. Alright, let's have a roundup. Stephen D. Joshua B. Pabs. Kiel. Paul S. Retro Life Graphics. Lewis K. Manji. Mickey McFlynn. Annibal. Alolan Jojo. Tap and then Nap. Starvey. Elissa. Radio to Rancid. Singuis. Alright, please send your pictures on Twitter at SoWhatAboutGame. You can DM me or you can send it in an email, switchwatchspotlight@gmail.com, and our Discord, the server link is in the description. You can submit it in the submission section once I open it up. Only send me one picture per week. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Let's Get Physical. Special thanks to our executive producers, as always, Dane Wilkinson, God of Resin, Boombox, Brent McLean, Santa Tartaruga, Alexander Gatto, JPress7776, Punky Dooster, Cartoon Soren, Robotech Z, Raven Knight, Thorn Metal Luna, Parsnip Coffee, Issa, Vey, Mental Traveler, Offphone, Jennifer M, Instacritic, Precision Play, Kadacha, Ozgolo, Totally Grateful, and Alex M plus you. Yeah, you watching right now. If you watched all the way through, thank you. And please leave me a camel emoji for all the camels you will be consuming in Starsand if you play it. Probably 2 of you will. Alright, please go check out some of our other stuff. Once again, not a whole lot going on SwitchWatch. I'm working with a bit more Jordan stuff. So yeah, I've been busy over there. I'm growing stuff over there. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm working on stuff and you'll see what it is in the very near future. Alright, have a good day.